If you joined us yesterday, we saw Gecko continue to lead the championship by winning last night in NEA1's round number 9 in Miami. Now today we are in the glorious racetrack of Miami for race number 9 of NEA2's division. So here we go as we enter qualifying. The fuck? There. I couldn't hear it. Alright, we're good. So let's get everything loaded up. Cap, fastest. Oh, mini map. Okay, perfect. And now we will join the Ferrari of Max Power, who is about to finish up their outlap. Actually, we have another driver who's about to finish up their outlap, which is the McLaren of Shax. So we'll ride on board with Shax for a bit here. Alright, as we come down to the S's, or I forget what turn these are. Beautiful stuff currently. Currently the sector 1 time to beat is at 30.5. We're good on quality. Nice into the braking zone. Perfect job. We have other drivers who are on their lap. We'll just ride on board with Shax for the remainder of their lap, just so we can watch and see how this goes. Beautiful job getting on the throttle. You lose all the time out of that one turn, and the time to beat is a 128.9. As we see who else is about to finish up a lap, we have Max, who's about to finish up their lap. Barely any ERS on their thing, and they put it in P3. Dakota puts it in P2 on the mediums. That's probably because of the helping of slipstream that they got from Max. As we have the McLaren of Misa, I said the McLaren, the Red Bull of Misa, who has an invalidated lap, so we won't see a lap from them. We have King Hamilton, who goes in P3 with a 132. And Misa's gonna finally go for their lap. Here we go. We'll watch Misa for a bit. As the McLaren of Shax is just stopped in the middle of the track in Sector 2. Wonder what happened there. Shax is gaining ERS to go for another lap. That's what's wrong with them. We have Davey, who is in the pits, who was our winner last time out in Austria. So he still hasn't gone out for his lap. very little drivers today. This is a bit this isn't the best attendance we've had, but it's okay. As we make our way through turns, I'm not even gonna try to attempt that. I don't know it. And puts it in a P3. I'm sorry, was not paying attention for that one. I was making sure, on the other hand, our stream quality was looking good. So it puts it up in a P3. The gap to the leader is about a second. Shax is doing great so far. I believe Shax is out on another lap. Yes, the McLaren is out on another lap. And here we go. Fastest in Sector 1. Here we go down into Sector 2. Going up until that heavy braking zone, I'd say. Not the heaviest on the track. There's heavier, which is that final turn. And we have an AlphaTauri who stopped. We have the AlphaTauri King Hamilton who's gotten out of the way. We have Shax who's making their way fastest in Sector 2 by 4/10. Here we go. What does Shaq have in store for us today? We have Domino who's out on an out lap. We have multiple drivers who should be on a flying lap at this current moment. But we have Shax who's 4/10 up on his current lap. Here we go. Out of the final turn. Can Shax get it correct? And here we go. Down to the line. Shax gets it correct. Goes 5/10 up on his current lap. And it's a 1:28.3 for provisional pole. 6/10 away from Dakota who's in P2. As we have Mark who's out on a lap, I believe. Mark is done with their lap, I believe. And Max, I also believe, should be done with their lap. Oh, here comes Mark. With nothing on the ERS. What do they do? Oh, 129. Improves by 1/10. As we have Max, who's going across the line right now. Or do they bring it into the pits? Max will bring it into the pits. As we have Jump, who I'm assuming just joined. Davney, who goes fastest overall with a 1:27.7, 6/10 away from Shaq. And we have Jump, who's going on their first flying lap, fastest in the second sector. Here we go down into Sector 3. Well, down the back straight. Can we see him take provisional pole away from Davey? As we approach the line, do we see anything magical? It's a 1:30.0. It's a 1:30 on the dot. And it's good enough for P5. Who else is currently on a lap? We have Dakota who's on a lap and is drag racing the fucking... Oh no, he's not on a lap. We have Shax who's regaining ERS to go for one more lap, I presume. And nope, Shax will bring it into the pits. As we have multiple drivers on and out lap, we have Max Power, we have Misa, who should be starting their lap right now, and we have King Hamilton, who is just now starting their out lap, so just in sector 2 right now. And Misa will start their flying lap. This will be their third lap, and currently done in P7, so let's see if we'll see any improvements from her. And we have Jump, who retires from qualifying. And we have 6 minutes left to go in quali. As we do see improvements from Misa, it's 4/10 improvement in the second sector. We'll see if anything else is improved. Comes down to the line. It looks like it'll be a 1:29.5. It is 4/10 up on their current lap time, and they go up to P5 and have a bit of a snap going into turn 1. We'll see who else is currently on a lap. We have Max, who is on a lap and will come out of the final turn. Let's see where they put it. Max will put it a 1:31. Cannot improve on their lap. Stays P7. Let's see what King Hamilton can do. King Hamilton isn't improving. I'm guessing is saving their ERS and going for another lap because could not improve for nothing. Here we go, as King Hamilton will start their flying lap. And King Hamilton puts it in the wall. And that'll be the end of King Hamilton's flying lap. As it looks like Misa is on another lap. Here we go. No, the DRS is not open, so Misa is not going for another lap. As we have Dakota, who finally starts their other lap. We have a yellow in sector 2 in the chicane part. We have Davey, who's on their outlap. We have Shax, who remains in the pits. And we have Mark, who's also on an outlap. We're right on board for a bit through this long section in Sector 2. Fastest in the first sector. King Hamilton has been disqualified for dangerous parking. Beautiful job through that little tight chicane area. 5/10 up. That's the fastest sector 2 that we have so far. It looks like the track is evolving really well, and the drivers are starting to adapt more because Domino is improving by 5/10. 5/10 is the fastest overall in the second sector and in the first sector. Here we go down to the line. It's P1, 7/10 up on their current lap, on their old lap. Beautiful stuff from Domino, but nobody can shake Davey at the top of the times, who's 4/10 away from the pack. We have Shax, who's on their outlap. We have Mark, who is regaining ERS, so they can go for a lap right now. And here we go as Mark starts their flying lap. No, not a flying lap. Start regaining the ERS, I'm assuming. Looks like the Ferrari is not on the lap. We have Shax, who's about to start their flying lap at this moment. Here we go. Down with Shax, who's had it very controlled this entire qualifying. And here we go down into turn 1 and 2. Beautiful job, as we have a Red Bull right in front, and I'm assuming that's Davey, who's coming out for their outlap, who's going to have to get out the way of Shax. And he will get out the way of Shax. And here we go. Shax makes the run down this long Sector 2 area. And we have Max Power, who also retires from qualifying. So our bottom 3 are locked in as King Hamilton, Max Power, and Jump. As now we await to see what our top 3 will look like in these closing stages of qualifying. Here we go. Run down along the back straight. I believe somewhere along the line Shax's lap got a little ruined, because Shax looks to have backed off of the lap. Shax has backed out and brings it into the pits. This might be costly for Shax. As we have the Alpine, who gets all out of shape going into this long left-hander. No. I don't know what it is. It's like a left and a right. Down the back straight. Here we go. Forgets to activate the DRS. Will we see something? Will that have cost the Alpine? The Alpine locks up a bit, goes way too wide, and brings it into the pits because their lap is ruined right after that. And here comes the Red Bull. The Red Bull is going to bring it down to the line. Do we see an improvement from Misa? Here we go, down to the line. No improvement, stays 5th place. Our top 3 for qualifying is Davey, Domino, and Shax. Amazing job from them for this top 3. Lights out and away we go. Davey gets a good launch, but so does Domino. Here we go down into the run to turn 1. Davey stays ahead of Domino. Domino's going to try to switch it back. But here we go. The Alpine and the Red Bull get all out of shape. King Hamilton gets past. The Ferrari of Max Power, something went wrong. And Davey looks to be trying to clear away from the pack here. Davey proceeds to dump the ERS to try to break the gap. Somebody has hit the wall. You can clearly hear it. A virtual safety car is brought out because something happened. And the Alpine is missing a front wing. So that explains who hit the wall. Max Power gets ahead of King Hamilton under VSC. And that'll back up Davey. And that means Davey can't get that much farther ahead like he wanted to. But it'll also let the entire pack regain their ERS. And here we go. Once VSC ends, we'll have a nice little fight on our hands. We have Jump, who is the Alpine who lost their front wing and is now in the pits. To regain a new front wing. And Mark gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under VSC, and VSC is finished. So here we go. Davey caught nobody napping because Domino is right on the back of Davey. We've seen Domino have great fights in this series before, starting with Austria, since that was the first one that was broadcasted this season. And we'll have him try to fight for the lead of this race, as Davey will proceed to dump the ERS down this back straight to get away from Domino, but Domino will also do the same. Domino will not do the same. Domino will stick right with Davey as Davey tries to weave around the track just to get away from that toe. As we have another virtual safety car, and it's Jump who DNFs in the same part of the track that he lost his front wing. And Max gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And we have Max, who looks to be in the wall. Max is in the wall and loses their front wing. We have a retirement already. We might see another retirement, as we have another VSC come out. As the VSC stays out because of more debris that's on the track. And this will play really well into the hands of the people who are on soft tires, because those people won't have to push their tires as much. But this track is known for punishing tires with its extreme hot conditions, so we don't know how this is going to go. We do have Mark, who dropped down a bit. Wonder what happened there. Mark brings it into the pits again, probably to serve, no, to change tires. As we have King Hamilton now up into 5th, we have Misa in 4th now. That was loud. As VSC is over, we have our top 3 who are separated by nothing, who are going to continue fighting at this. As we see the Red Bull, who's going to try everything to get away from these two, who's going to dump the ERS, but that'll most likely have Domino dump the ERS. Domino has DRS, so does Shax. Here we go, we're watching, we're right on board with Shax, who will try to make a move on Domino. Shax will dive it down the inside. Does he get it stopped? Shax does get it stopped. Domino will try to hang it around the outside. Domino can't hang it around the outside. Here we go, Domino will continue to fight this one back. Domino's trying everything. Domino gets all up out of shape, trying to fight back, and spins round. As we have now Shax ahead of Domino, and we have Misa ahead of Domino. Now we have King Hamilton ahead of Domino. So it's Davey ahead of Shax, ahead of Misa, ahead of King Hamilton. And we have Domino, who just tried to fight it back and couldn't. Mark gets another 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane again. As we have Shax, who's right all over the gearbox of that Red Bull and has the DRS. We'll try to fight this in this coming lap. Here we go. Nice on the brakes. Davey's advantage does not seem to be working anymore because Shax is all over the back of him. As we come down the long back straight, Davey's going to start weaving to get away from Shax. Has reached a second away, but Shax still has the DRS. And Shax is going to be gaining on Davey. Davey looks to have the better straight line speed, though Shax looks to have him beat everywhere else. And Davey puts the fastest lap of a 31.8. But how long can those tires go on? Shax is on the better tires with the hard tires. Shax's tires will last a lot longer than Davey's mediums. But Davey's pulling away. And I'm assuming Davey's dumping his ERS. No, he's not. Davey and Shax are pretty leveled on ERS. And here we go. Down the long... I don't know what this is. Down the long Sector 2 area. Which I can't call this a straight because it's not a straight. Down whatever this is. Down the long area in Sector 2. Has pulled 2 seconds away from Shax and continues to pull. Shax just has to play safe with those tires. Davey looks to be getting all out of shape a little. And nobody's close enough to watch any moves go on. So we're right on board with Domino for a bit, who had everything go wrong for him a couple of minutes ago. It looks to be catching the AlphaTauri of King Hamilton, whose soft tires are probably going away already. Lap 7, those soft tires I do not believe should be lasting this long. I believe they should last another 2 laps at most. And Davey, who's continued to power his way away from Shax in P2. Shax is 2.7 seconds away. Will we see anything go on between these two, or will it go the way of Davey yet again? And we have Mark, who is in the wall yet again, this time in Sector 1. We have Domino, who's made up 2 seconds on King Hamilton, whose tires are most likely going away now. And we have Shax, who still can't catch Davey. Beautiful stuff coming from our top drivers. Well, not our top. Well, Domino technically is one of our top. If we ride on board with Domino for a bit, as Domino continues to catch the AlphaTauri ahead. The AlphaTauri is 5 seconds away from the Red Bull, so Domino will have a few, will have to have patience when trying to catch Nisa up ahead. But we'll also need to make quick work of the AlphaTauri here, so he doesn't damage his tires too much. If the AlphaTauri goes a little too far in the inside, Dakota hangs it really wide, will try to switch. The car snaps, does not want to go the way of Dakota, as it looks like Shax is starting to gain on Davey. And with the DRS, here we go down into this. And down into the breaking point up here. It's Domino who gets ahead. Shax still can't get close enough to Davey. And it looks like Domino has cleared Hamilton. But Hamilton's going to get a run down at Domino with the DRS. But Hamilton has no more DRS. Hamilton can't fight this. Hamilton has to let it go. As Misa, who's crossing the line right now, will be Domino's next target, and it looks to be the pit window of Misa. Most likely, I don't believe those soft tires will last another 2-3 laps. And as Domino has made quick work getting away from Hamilton, already 2 seconds away, is still 6 seconds away from Misa up in P3. However, should be able to catch pretty soon. As Shax still can't get within that second of Davey. Shax is now 3 seconds away. Those hard tires don't seem to be working for Shax. As we see in the background, the Haas of Domino just clearing away from Hamilton, and is now 5 seconds away, 5.4 away, as Misa brings it into the pits. Do they get a stop enough? Yes, they do. There is no speeding in the pit lane for Misa. King Hamilton does not bring it into the pits, Domino is now up in P3 again, 17 seconds away from the two who have been going at it. Not going at it anymore. Who were attempting to go at it. But now Shax has just been dropped. It's now 3.6 seconds away, Shax is. And still, Davey is in a class of his own. Reminds me a bit of Austria that we saw last race. Davey crosses the line to start lap 11 out of 20. And is just increasing that gap to Shax behind. We have King Hamilton, who finally has pit for those new medium tires. We have Mark, who pit again, this time for hard tires. And we have the Red Bull, who will dive it now into the pits to get rid of those medium tires. The Shax now takes the lead of this race. Does Red Bull get it right? Red Bull goes on to the soft tires. And now Shax has to worry about the soft tire threat. But I also believe Shax will go on to the soft tires as well. So Shax needs to break a little bit of a gap from the Red Bull. The Red Bull is 13 seconds away. The Red Bull will be catching, as they are now on them soft tires. Real Davey gets ahead of Misa. Why did they say Davey got ahead of Misa's 15 seconds? What the? That makes no sense. Alright. As Domino has pit onto the soft tires as well. And it looks like Shax is getting all out of shape with those hard tires. Those hard tires, I think, are starting to go off a bit. As we might see our first driver lapped, as Max Power gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And Shax dives it into the pits. Do they get it stopped? They do. And there was no 5-second penalty for Shax. Shax will most likely throw it onto the soft tires. What does our race leader put? Our race leader goes onto the soft tires. Does not come out ahead of Davey. Davey is now a second away. Davey is now 2. Davey is now 8 seconds away from Shax. Shax has 7 laps to catch Davey. with the fastest lap of a 132, of a 130.2. As Shax looks to be trying to lap the Ferrari up ahead. But it's still a little too far for Shax to lap. As it appears that Shax will not be able to catch Davey in these couple of laps. Shax looks to be making some improvements, has gone from 10 seconds away to 8.7 now, but 4 laps remaining in this race. Doesn't look like anytime soon Shax will be able to catch. As we have Shax, who looks to finally be close enough to lap the Ferrari of max power. But that looks to be all that's happening so far in terms of anything. Actually, we have Dakota, who might actually be giving us a little bit of entertainment in a few minutes and a few laps here. This might actually be a nice point in this race for us. As we have Dakota, who's 1.4 away from Misa in P3, as it might go the way of Dakota here for P3. Sorry. Misa will try everything to get rid of the Haas, as we ride on board with the Haas, coming down the long back straight, approaching the final turn. Not close enough yet, but I have a feeling this lap we might see an overtake go on. We'll ride on board, the Red Bull gets a little snappy. As we ride on board down into turn 1, not close enough yet for the Haas. And as Max Power gets a penalty, a 3-second time penalty for multiple track infringement. And Domino is all over the back of Misa. This will be great entertainment for us. Here we go. Down this long back area in sector 2. Down the long area in sector 2. Here we go. Engages the DRS. And it'll be... And it's Dakota ahead of the Red Bull. But the Red Bull's gonna fight it back. The Red Bull gets ahead. Here we go. As we go down the long back straight, it's the Red Bull ahead of the Haas, but the Haas is going to fight this back, going down this long back straight as we hit lap 18 out of 20, 2 laps remaining in this race. And it's Misa against Domino. And Shax still can't catch. And as Domino's gonna try to hang this around the outside, can Domino hang it? Here we go. Domino cannot do it. That's just a game. Great stuff coming from these two. Was providing entertainment in these last couple of laps. As Shax looks to be getting closer. 1.7 now, 7.4, I'm sorry, 7.0. As we have Domino, who's going to launch another attack. Here we go, round the outside. Can Domino get this done before the corner? Here we go. Misa takes the inside line. Domino has to go a little wide. Domino gets ahead, and it's Domino ahead of Misa. Beautiful stuff. But Misa's gonna fight this one back. Misa can't fight this one back. It looks to have gone the way of Domino. And as our race leader Davey, who the gap is going down, is now a 6.5 second gap to Shax. Shax still looks to be doing an amazing job just keeping up and has not made any really big mistakes. As Misa is going to launch a move down into turn 1, gets ahead of Domino, and it's Domino versus Misa yet again. And here we go. Domino's trying to stick with her. Misa is pulling just a little bit. As we have Shax, who's 5.9 seconds away now. We have the Haas, who's launching another move. Round the outside. Misa sticks to the inside line, breaks a little earlier. The Haas goes a little wider, but the Haas gets ahead yet again. No, Misa's going to stick around the outside. Here we go. Misa is still ahead of the Haas. As we come down to the long back straight. At the chicane, back straight, here we go. It's now 6 seconds away, separating Shax and Davey. As we start the final lap of this race, Dakota is catching that Red Bull. It must be so frustrating for Domino to be right behind, stuck behind the gearbox of that Red Bull. But gets a nicer exit than the Red Bull. The Red Bull gets all out of shape. Here we go, down into turn 1. Dakota is coming down. Here we go. Dakota tries the inside line, can't get it to work like Misa has been getting it to work every single time. And it's Misa still ahead of Domino. And Domino is catching, goes around the outside yet again. It's worked twice now. Will it work again? Goes really wide, claims the position, gets ahead of Misa. Here we go. Misa will try to fight this back. It's the last lap. What will happen? As we have Davey, who's done everything he needed to do. Davey claims the win, and it's back-to-back wins for Davey. As Shax will claim P2, but here we go, the fight for P3 is still on. And will we see a move from Misa? Max Power with a 5-second time penalty for an unserved penalty. Misa will dive it down the inside, runs it too wide, gets all out of shape, scrubs the wall a bit. Misa will get ahead, and it'll be a Red Bull 1 and 3, followed by Dakota in P4, who tried everything, and they gave us a thrilling battle to the end. And it'll be King Hamilton who will cross the line to claim P5, and it'll be in P6, Mark. Thrilling stuff from our top drivers. Great stuff from Davey and from Shax. And great stuff from Domino and Misa, who gave us great action at the very end of this race. And it was beautiful to watch. Beautiful stuff from Team Red Bull, who will continue to add points to the Constructors title, or to the Constructors Championship, and Davey, who will add more points to his championship run. I believe it is Davey's championship run, but beautiful job from them. McLaren will also get good points. Domino will continue to lead the Constructors Championship. Domino will add more points to their Constructors title fight. And we have Davey, who will add more points and should be passing Nasher for P3, and most likely be passing Jim Cab for P3. So that was that, and it was a great Miami Grand Prix. Not the best we've had in terms of our NEA2 division. However, it was still a good race that provided great action at the end, and I'm Roach, and it was great to be commentating this race, and I will see you guys next week in Portugal for NEA1 and NEA2. Have a great rest of your guys' day. Jeez.